any tips on rewrites and how to do that chiseling? Because we originally start with a really big piece of marble, and like Michelangelo says, he just chisel away and reveal the David. But that is a painstaking thing. Anything, any advice, any tips you can give us?
Yeah, I think by the time you get to, it is sort of like you say, it's like chipping away and revealing a statue. By the time you write your 105 pages or whatever it is, you should at least be able to see the blueprint of the movie that you're hoping to make. And you should be able to achieve some clarity. And so you have to ask yourself, you have to go back to the beginning and articulate the idea that's driving your movie. Who is your character? Have I gotten the most out of the concept for this movie? Have I introduced the best possible obstacles? And you need to make sure that the draft that you produce responds to those questions. Is this the funniest movie I can write? Is this the scariest movie that I can write? It's just about sharpening, and it's also about giving your script, and when you're ready to people you trust very much, people who are close to you, and getting feedback from them, and really trying to discern from the feedback that you get, have I effectively communicated the idea that I'm trying to communicate? Are people getting this? And if they're not getting it, why are they not getting it? And what do I need to change? And if they are getting it and they have suggestions, are they good suggestions? Should I do what they're saying in the way that they suggest it? Or have they identified a problem that I'm not going to address in the way they say I should, but I pay attention to the fact that they found a problem that's real, and I have to find another way to address that problem.
Now, that's a big thing, is looking at the notes that you get as indications of an issue or a problem, but not necessarily a solution. The solution usually comes from within the writer, and at least that's what we found, is that you're the expert on your own screenplay, but that doesn't mean if somebody has an issue with something that you've written that they're wrong. And what's hard about rewriting is that you grow very attached to the things that you love, and there may be things that you've written that you love, but that doesn't mean they belong in the script. The idea is, the only thing sacred in a script is the idea, and the movie is something that you have to find, and you have to often let things go along the way that are really, really valuable things. But if they don't serve the story in the way that they need to serve the story, it's a mistake to have it be in the screenplay. Screenplays have to be very efficient. People aren't reading novels when they're reading screenplays. They're reading a schematic for a movie. They're reading something that has to really hold together like a movie. You're not going to get the same patience, and you're not going to get the same consideration that you might get for when you're reading a novel. So you have to be efficient, and that means doing everything you can to service the idea. And often, that's why rewriting is so hard, because you've already put the work in. You don't want to throw good money after bad, or as they say. So I think you have to be prepared to let some stuff go.
It's kind of like,
I think the prime directive when when you finished your script and you're giving it to someone to read, it's don't lose the reader. That's really job number one, is don't lose the reader. You have to recognize that anyone who's reading your script has 50 other scripts that they have to read. So any excuse that you give them to be able to put your script aside and pick up one of the other ones, they're going to take. So you can't lose the reader. And if anyone tells you, your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your child tells you, I read it, but on page 7, I lost interest because of X, you should pay very close attention, because
maybe not your child.
Maybe not your child. Tell what the child is. But you don't want to lose the reader, and anything that can help you to retain the interest of your reader from page 1 to page 105 is worth very, very serious consideration.
As Stephen King says, kill your darlings.
Kill your darlings.
Kill your darlings. Now, you guys, when you guys write, you write more than one script at a time, or you just stay focused on one script at a time?
Well, we often are writing two things at a time because of the particular way that we work. We figure out our ideas together in great detail, but we do most of our writing separately until the very end of the process when we sit side by side at the computer. So for that time when we're writing, we can each be writing. So we try to be working on two things at a time, typically.
So are you kind of like the Elton John model of like you guys both go off, write your own thing, and then come together and see if it works, and then kind of work it that way?
Well, we're not writing our own thing. We're
Within the idea, you're not writing your own thing.
Well, we outline together, and so that process is also so by the time we're ready to write, we're writing off a pretty detailed outline that includes a lot of character and scene work in the outline. So, but yes, that we only actually will write together at the computer at the very end. So there is, it gives us, I think it keeps things exciting and interesting for us. It allows us to sort of express our individual voices. And it also allowed us throughout our career to be able to take on a wider variety of projects because we each have strengths. And so there are certain things that we could do because it played to one or the other strength. So yeah, it's been helpful to us. It's allowed us to work more efficiently as well. Okay.